everyone. How's everybody's midnight who is still awake or whatever time it is around your area? I'm just making sure everything's up and about before we start. Do, do, do. All right, let me just double check. All right, people are coming in. Hello, hello. I just realized my phone's volume was still on. Whoops. But hello everyone. Welcome to tonight's solo stream. Few things to talk about before we begin. I want to God, excuse me. I want everyone to check out the amazing background that demon human, I can't never pronounce their name. I'm so sorry about that. But for nickname Demon, they've done some amazing fan art in the past, and they also did the video of me losing my shit during our look outside playthrough with the Sambubu. Oh, I see it. Derek. Hello, Derek. Now we just need the other Derek. Hello, Kiwi. Hello, October Flute Player. Hello, I am Foxy Bish. Hello, Semi-Sentient Entity. Pokemon Sonic. Zevatronic. Carmelo-san. Magby. It's nice to see you all so far. Very nice, very nice. So yeah, we got an amazing background done. There's actually two. I'm using this one just because I think this one's really, really pretty. So thank you, Demon. It's amazing. And tonight we are doing a semi-special little thing we're doing tonight, and that is talking about the Hollows. For those who don't know about it, it's a story that I've worked on for 7 years, maybe more that by now. That originally was a comic, and I want to try something else with it because it's a story that I've been wanting to bring to the masses for years, and I just haven't really had a chance to. So, yeah. I been immensely thinking about turning the Hollows into a novel, and work on illustrations to put in it. Just because I really, really want to bring this story I have to fruition. And it's hard when it originally was a comic, and it took a lot to even get to where I wanted to be with it. So, yeah, that's the news. The Hollows is gonna become a novel. But I see Kofifi, hello for the drive-by. I see Stradata Boom, hello, hello. But tonight we're just gonna work on some little doodles while I answer questions about the Hollows, because it's a story I haven't really talked about a lot lately, and I do deeply apologize. We're only gonna go for about an hour because I gotta get up at 10 in the morning tomorrow, and Shiba's important. Everyone's doing their hello and goodbyes to Mr. Kofifi. But yeah, tonight is pretty much I'm gonna doodle, and I'm gonna just kind of answer your guys' questions about the Hollows. And for those who don't know about it, long story short, it's a story about a kind of hard to really fully describe it because there's just so much I haven't really talked about with it. But it's just a long-running comic series I wanted to do, and then I wanted to do it as an anime pilot, but you know, money is a thing. And I've been wanting to do something with it for so long that I am just gonna turn it into a book, just like what I'm doing with Outside Thought and a few other books I've stories I've been wanting to share with everybody. So I see a kawaii pony, and yes, that is the Look Outside soundtrack because I absolutely love that soundtrack. With the Book of Hollows, how many chapters will there be? It's gonna be a series. Pretty much, long story short, I have the script up because I'm gonna use the script as blueprints for um the the illustrations for tonight. And the script itself was 23 pages, and that was just the pilot. So I'm gonna say there's gonna be a lot of chapters, and I mean a lot of chapters. The 23-page script is more than likely half or maybe a third of the book. So there's gonna be a lot to read. And I mean a lot. We got the one Derek. Do we have the luck of the other Derek? I kind of expected the writing a straight up audio drama animatic series, so. Oh, I'm writing a straight up audio drama animatic series, so I get the feeling of that hassle. Hello. Yeah. And this is one of those things where I've been wanting to get it out for you all as soon as possible. And that just never really happened. The first time when the original, which was called Deep in Homebrew, came out, I was working on the second book because I actually did have the first comics book done. But when I was working on book 2, my computer decided to straight up die. And it was a good couple of months before I really got a chance to even work on it again. And by the time I got to it, there's a lot I wanted to change. So I started writing it again. And then I decided to write it again and again. And half the time it wasn't even my fault because my equipment kept dying. So for a while I just stopped touching it, and then later on I'm like, you know what? I've always wanted to make it into an animated series. Let's do that. But then I realized money was involved. And that it was a lot of money I could not afford at the time. So I just kind of stopped touching it, and I felt bad because I absolutely, and I mean absolutely, love my series, and I felt horrible just dropping it because I couldn't afford to make it, and then keeping it on hold for you guys as well because of either faulty equipment or expenses. So I figured, you know what? I like to draw, and I've come to realize I absolutely love to do illustrations. So I decided to turn into a novel. I mean, I'm already doing that with a fan fiction. Why can't I do that with one of my own stories, you know? Wow, so basically Two-Time possessed your stuff pretty fucking much. It felt like it was one of those situations where it felt like um it didn't want to be written, but then it felt like it wanted to, but it was going to give me the biggest pain in the ass time with it. So we're going to hope and pray that we finally figured it out. Always with the money. Yeah, pretty much. That is one thing that sadly is a disadvantage of doing a lot of projects is money. And limitations because of money. So I see Sonic Brian is in the chat. Hello. I would say that if you want to make it an indie series at some point, do what the Lackadaisy team did after amount of time, adapt it from book to series, but still start it as a novel. Yeah, I'll probably end up doing that. Just because if I ever do want to do something more with it, there needs to be stepping stones. And I kind of can't have stepping stones if I don't work on it when I can, you know? When I get back into my mood for animation, I'm going to animate something with Miller Marcus and give it to give for a hint as what it is. Let's just say watch the Has Been Hotels finale, season 1 or 2, because I'm excited. I would be very curious. Fingers and toes are crossed, and luck is being sent to you. Oh, thank you, Magby. Hi, honey. I can see you in the chat. But, yep. So, now that we got the plan out of the way for turning Hollows into a series, I am more than welcome to answer questions while I doodle some illustrations. As soon as you all say hello to Kai, because he graced us with his presence while he's at work for his own 12-hour. I will say, deciding to turn this into a novel with illustrations feels so fucking good right now. It's because I discovered I definitely enjoy just illustrating a lot. Also, just so you all know, I will be going to artists that I know in my server to potentially ask about doing illustrations for Outside Thought. So that will be a thing soon. Question for Paula: when was your first thought of when you first thought of Teuton? I'm gonna take a gamble and say you're asking when the first time I made Teuton. Teuton originally was just a story for my D&D character Ra. He was pretty much just a backstory for her. Originally Ra was a catfolk, which was a homebrew race in D&D. And her story was pretty much based off from the scene in the original Frankenstein with the little girl putting the daisies in the water. Very morbid way of bringing a character to life, I know, but basically, he was originally just supposed to be a backstory in her reasonings for going out on adventures in the D&D campaign we did. Basically, her whole purpose was to try to find her dad, which was a Frankenstein, and Teuton was so fucking different compared to how he is now. He originally didn't even have a full backstory, just the best way to put it, Teuton was inspired not only by the original Frankenstein movie, but by the Elvin and the Chipmunks Meet Frankenstein animated movie. That was the original concept for Clara. Basically his backstory came from Elvin and the fucking Chipmunks. Where his creator was very abusive and he decided to just escape, and then he finds this cute little critter that he called his daughter. And he protects them with everything he has. So pretty much, you guys can thank Alvin and the Chipmunks meet Frankenstein for that whole concept. Oh, I see a Lauren. Ah, yes, I see. Um, to Paula, every time I think your hollow story, I always imagine Tuton trying to adopt my OC Alpha and Gamma, and Alpha telling Tuton that they are adults, but Tuton doesn't care because and chases Alpha. Um, Pretty much Tuton, he pretty much would adopt anyone because he wouldn't want them to deal with the situation he dealt with all of his life until he escaped. So he would pretty much be like, you're my child now. I don't care if you're 20, you're my child now. Hang on, I gotta move my phone because I'm reading the chat off my phone. I mean, fair, honestly, I loved Alvin the Chipmunks growing up, so I think it's a good inspiration point. LOL. Yep. My inspiration comes from some really weird situations. I still remember the stream where Ra and Tuton reunited. It was so cute. It was. I absolutely enjoyed that campaign a lot. I do have my regrets removing it off my channel, but mentally I needed to do that, I think. But yeah. Oh, hello, Cyberlove. Hello, all of you. You guys are just popping up like Jack in the Boxes tonight. Dang. Okay, so it's very interesting working on this. After a hot take. Especially working on the illustrations, because I feel like I can be more storytelling with illustrations than I could with my comics. Because I feel like I always like making images that kind of tell a story more than anything. Also, fair warning, I have the media player muted on my end, but I should have it so OBS is still playing it. If Cinnamon Sky starts playing, please let me know and I'll skip it. Tuton really says this Tuton's baby and ain't nobody fun to touch him. Pretty much. I remember doing a little crossover doodle of my OCs with the hollows. If it weren't for how late it is right now, I'd absolutely draw that more. Aw. Well, there's always tomorrow. Speaking of old comics, will Spinell and Sir Stanley make a comeback in the future? Maybe. Eldritch is definitely one of those comics that I made for a purpose, and the purpose was to make a big comic story universe with the hollows. And long story short, that did not go well. It did not go well at all. Because for me, I decided to think about, okay, so here's A, B, C, and D, and not just focus on A or B. So back then, hollows, fucking out there, Eldritch, and there was a comic that was also supposed to be worked on that fit with it, but I just didn't have the time. It was gonna be one big cinematic universe, pretty much. I was trying to pull a Marvel, and no, that didn't have to work out the best. But Sir Stanley definitely will have a return, but I think that's going to be mostly a project for Kai and me to discuss. So yeah. Spinelli and Sir Stanley probably won't make a comeback, but maybe as a cameo in a story or something. Here we go. A lot of this is really interesting to hear why you said some of this stuff, some of this info is new to us or the original source are just gone. Pretty much, a lot of the original sources for these comics are lost to the ether. And it's one of those things that I do regret in a way, because there was a lot of the stories, but a lot of the stuff has changed since then. A lot of new ideas and a lot of things that I didn't want to do in the original time of making it, but it's one of those situations where I definitely had time to look back and fix things that I wanted to fix that I didn't catch on back then. Wait a minute, do we have both Derek? Nope, we just have the one Derek. I know it's late, but I'm gonna try working on my hollows fic. If I pass out mid-drawing, then so be it. Entity! Sleep! If you're tired, sleep. Okay, saying hello to Derek. The MCU is its own beast to try and handle. Yeah, I definitely regret trying to make a whole bunch of stories without really thinking about how to properly connect them all. Sleep is for the weak, yes, but still, sleep is good. I'm probably only going to be streaming for about an hour tonight just because I have to be up at 10 o'clock in the morning and then be at work till 10 o'clock at night. So, yes. Are you still working on Save Hollows or is that taking a break? I still am, but it's going to be kind of, it's like an on and off break because what I would like to do is finish the rough sketches of the pages I have done for episode 3 of that. But I'm gonna hand them over to someone that I can work with to do outlining, and then have them come back and I'll do the effects and everything for it. But Save Hollows is kind of like an on-off break right now. When I look at that tree, I remember the hanging tree from Berserk. This is actually the tree where Teuton and Edgar first meet Ra. This is the tree that the sky mist makes them follow to find Ra. Kai's even yelling at y'all to get some sleep. Alright, so that is going to be the background. Now I'm going to work on the foreground. I am going to get the best dress after this stream. Trust me, I will. It's 9 where I live, so I'm fine. Lucky you. I would still be at work if I was at where you live there, Kauai. Hi, I joined in late. You're all good. This is kind of like a very chill and more just kind of answering your guys' questions and working on these illustrations. So, yes. Found family tree, love it. I thought, I'm glad someone finally got what I was going for with the tree. Oh, who's Arcadian? He sounds like a pretty cool dude. Arcadian is actually oh, Kai's already answered that. But Katie actually started off as a character for a D&D one shot before he became part of the Hollows. Kai and I were joined a one shot. He made his dragon boy, which was a completely different species of dragon, or at the time, and I made a little skeleton dude. And I looked at Kai, I'm like, hey, I made my character bi. He's like, I made my character gay. He's like, cool, I made my character bi. Let's pair them. Okay. And that's how they came to be. We did an RP after our one shot, and we ended up loving our boys so much we put them in the story. So on top of Arcadian, he has his lovely bony husband Samus and their daughter Sapphire. Which that is the best way to show how much everything has changed since I worked on the full blown comic of Hollows. Samus was actually this nervous boy in a robe that stutters, and now he is best boy, who is very sassy and wears a sweater vest. I'm already thinking about making chibi versions of Two-Ton, Edgar, and Raw. Aw, nice him. So yes, if anything, I can... Let me see if I can find them. If I can't find them, I'll definitely look for them next time. And I really don't dare just randomly popping up my art folders, because I get worried about that. Oh, here we go. Man. For good context of my stories, okay, these are older versions of my boys, and Samus is not in any of these. Those were like done 3 years ago. Okay, that's the older one I did. But I'll look for them one more time, and then if not, I am going to hold off, and I will try to get everything more situated next stream I do. Is it in here? No. Where else can I possibly have them? So I'm just gonna hold off, and I would love to just do a stream where I have all this stuff together. This was pretty much very much thrown. This was pretty much all thrown together tonight. But yes, why we are doing the doodles. If you guys have any questions about the characters, the plot, or anything, just shoot them down in the thing. Yes, the original dragon form for Arcadian was a Draken, and now it's a Terracona. Oh really, damn, he's changed a lot then from the old days. Yes, he has. Oh my god, guys. Oh my god. Yeah, they went through a lot of changes. That is for damn sure. Like, for context, Edgar really wasn't even part of the original version of the Hollows. He wasn't even came up with in the original version of the Hollows. He ended up becoming a big thing in the second version, I want to say, of the Hollows. And then he kind of just became one of the main characters afterwards. Yep, that was those. Yep, Kawaii. Those were from about 2 years ago. And man, has the characters changed again since then. Oh, Derek Butler. We have both Derek's now. Thank God. We have both Derek's. Hello, Derek 1 and Derek 2. Hello, it is nice to see all the Derek's, and it's nice to see all the wonderful peoples. How many emotional parts will there be in the Hollow series? A lot. But not as much, too much to where it's gonna be a big. Hi, cat. I'm glad you wanted to smack me with your tail. How are you, kitty kitty? Anyway, in terms of emotional parts, I want to say it's pretty decently balanced. Um, the oh, shut up, phone. With the Hollows, there is definitely a lot of emotional, but also some funny moments. For example, in the first book, there's at least gonna be a confrontation where Clara, who is one of the main villains, who's the one who created Tutan, actually finds them and actually tries to harm Ra. And to before they get rescued and taken care of. And then there's also funny moments like with Tutina, which she is definitely going to be a part of the Hollows, which for those who know the original concept of the story, they know. But long story short, there's definitely going to be some highs, there's going to be lows, there's going to be what the fuck moments, there's going to be a lot of people probably hating a few characters for a little while. And then you guys are going to introduce the characters you probably didn't even know about until they show up in the book. Kitty tail smack of love, yes. Yes, Tutina's gonna be in the story, Kawaii. Tutina singing Losing Streak. If you do that, honey, I swear to fuck. It's in your head, it's in my head. We might honestly have to do a hollow stream next week, you and me, just so we can draw that. But for those who want to be in the know of Tutina, this is not a big secret or a big spoiler. One of the plots in the original story is just a small little fluffy side story, but in the end it has more importance than you realize kind of situation. A Mother's Day festival is going on where all the moms and the children in the Hollows want participate. It's kind of like the father-son games from the Jimmy Neutron series, or like the Parents' Day Olympics from Jimmy Neutron. But it's for the moms. So Ra gets very upset because she wants to participate because she loves a challenge. But she can't because she just has her dad. Well, Tutan decides to basically Tutan decides to have Samus and Arcadian help him have a makeover to where he is now Tutina to participate in these Mother's Day games with Ra. And it also gets introduced to one of the side villains known as the Doll Maker, who is the one who made Ollie Tolly. Yes, Ollie Tolly will be coming back to the story as well. So it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be a good grand old time with Tutan becoming Tutina to win Mother's Day games, and then have serious shit happen in the middle. Oh gosh, I remember that. Yes. There's gonna be a lot to there is gonna be a lot from past versions of this to where There's gonna be a lot of welcome backs to it. Kawaii is losing her shit, and people are like, "Who's Ali Tali?" Ali Tali is a creature of my own creation, um, who is a mimic, but because of the doll maker, toy maker, I'm still working on the name, honestly. But he pretty much finds a way to put stuff mimics into porcelain dolls. And in this world, mimics kind of work as like bees. They have a queen that they all kind of take care of, and she is stuffed into the little doll known as Ali Tali. And she's just a very sneaky and very persnickety little shit. And if I'm correct, she kind of has the voice of Pierre because she originally was the big boss in my first one-shot campaign that I ever did. And that, ironically, is also where we got introduced to Marcus, who is a very special villain in my book. I'm just going to put it that way. Anyone remember Glass Mother? Oh, she's going to be making an appearance. Let's just say a lot of there's a small group of villains that Marcus basically rules over. Think of like a boss, think of like a mob boss with like several smaller bosses with it. Pierre, get out of here. Look outside next week. Oh, creepy kitties in the chat, aka the voice for Clara. Wait, she is? Yes, Glass Mother actually was originally supposed to be a Hollows character, a Hollows villain. Again, I'm winning. but yeah, Glass Mother originally was supposed to be a villain. I actually put her in my one shot story, which I think I still have up on YouTube. It's just privatized. But Glass Mother was a test villain I wanted to put in Hollows, aka Homebrew, back in the day. But I wanted to see how she would work. So I pretty much put her in the D&D one shot just to see how she would tick, pretty much. I wanted to know if she was worth adding and if I could actually use her for something. And in the end, I did. I know nothing about any of this. Well, that's why we are talking about it. You are allowed to ask as many questions as you want, Derek Butler. And because you probably don't know any of this, if this is actually one of my original stories. I've been wanting to do for years, and now I'm going to by turning it into a novel. Because Kai has gotten my confidence up enough to where I'm like, okay, fuck it, let's do it. Also from Kitty, hi everybody, I hope you all got your snacks, water, and any meds taken care of. Also, any eeps, if you need it, make sure you get your eeps. Yes. Thank God I'm not too late. Nope, you're just in time. I'm probably going to go for about 30 more minutes, and we're going to go from there. Kitty, making sure everyone is taken care of. Yes. It's like that scene from Courage the Cowardly Dog when Eustace gathers all of the villains that Courage defeated. Yeah, kinda. They were already part of a big situation before they get introduced. How many villains do you have or plan to have in the Hollow series? Okay, so I'm not gonna say all of them, but this is gonna be a nice little nugget for you guys. Pretty much the books have their own arcs. They always have. And it goes like this. The first arc is pretty much the introduction, you know, all the stuff, the kind of hee hee ha ha's, but it's also known as the cult arc. Pretty much, the cult is surrounding Marcus, who has his little handful of villains, which is Clara, because yes, toy maker or doll maker, whoever I want to go with on that. We have Glass Mother, and one of my all-time favorites, and he is technically not even, oh, good night, kitty. But yeah, but technically he's not part of the cult. He is part of it, but not a main boss of it. And that would be one of my favorites, Puppet Maker. I'm not going to spoil too much with him, but pretty much because of him, everything just kind of gets into a shit show. But pretty much the cult is not really a cult. They're kind of just a group that Marcus has gathered for reasons I will not talk about. And pretty much Clara asks for a favor to have Marcus help her get 2 ton back. And because of that, he decides to get the cult involved and have them use their special talents to potentially get 2 ton back to Clara. Yes, Puppet Maker is making a return. He has always been a part of the Hollows because he's pretty much the one that pretty much takes the first arc and pole vaults that I can talk the following arc in. And so no matter what, Puppet Maker was always going to be a part of the Hollows. Wait, so they're all under Marcus? I certainly wasn't expecting that. Gonna just need to do some rewrites of something. You see, this is why it's becoming a novel. Because I want to give you all the information everybody needs. And it's hard to do that when you're stuck. But for the best part of all this, we are going to make sure there is a audiobook version of all the chapters, just like we're doing with Outside Thought. I'm guessing when Ra is hurt, Marcus is just like, okay, yeah, I know we're not doing that. You do not hurt the child. Or so you think. There's a lot with Marcus that a lot of people don't know, but he does. Oh, sorry for the ads, everybody. But Marcus is one of the biggest baddies, quote unquote, for the Hollows for the first arc. So he's definitely a major character in the beginning. And there are a lot of things he will do, but certain things he will not cross, which is children. They're just late night jump scares. Pretty much that is the YouTuber's jump scare. Actually, I should say live streamers jump scare is ads. Oh, speaking of live streams, I have decided I'm gonna try to do a solo let's play stream. And the game that I decided to pick is Dispatch. So hopefully once I'm back in the streaming groove, I will sit down and we're gonna do some Dispatch. I need a drink. Which, if you guys like Coca-Cola, I would highly recommend the Holiday Creamy Vanilla. I'm not sponsored by Coca-Cola, but I'm not gonna lie. One of my favorite a limited edition flavor so far. I remember learning that about Marcus from previous streams. Thank you. Yes. Um, I do try to bring that up because Marcus is definitely a important character as well in the Hollows. So I guess wanting to give you all the right knowledge for him is one of my specialties. Ah. I dropped my tablet. Get your hydration. I have. Is Arcadian a good singer? That I will have Kai answer when we do a Hollow stream together. I remember that game I watched Jacksepticeye and Moist Critical play that game. They're also voice acting in it. Not gonna lie, a lot of the stream feels like a nice refresher. And it's nice. Aw, thank you. My mom loves that stuff. Yee. But yeah, let's jump back to the Hollows because we do have, I want to say about 30, a little over 30 minutes. Yeah, also technically was a character that was saved by Kaiser. Hasn't Kai literally sung as Arcadian on stream? LOL. Yes, he has. In terms of Kai saving Marcus, yes. He managed to save Marcus because Marcus was technically supposed to die way early on, and Kai managed to make it to a point where he lives. He no longer has this death at the beginning of the story. Told you this stream was a good idea. Kai, stop. Shush. Fun fact, I have saved 2 characters of Paula's. Marcus from the Hollows and Diana from Control Experiment. Yeah, there's characters that I feel like, that I want to die, and then Kai does something, and then I love them too much, and then we just kind of bring them back to life. Yes. Yes, Kawaii, that is how Diana lived. But it kind of ended up coming up with a fun idea, and it also helped make the stuff that happened in Thought Bubble canon. So, yeah. You can thank Kai and the price he had to pay for Diana to live, because he also helped make something feel more canon. Kai over here necromancing characters, pretty much. I don't know how he does it, but he does it. Oh, no. There are characters I want to die like Clara, but Diana didn't deserve it, and Marcus was a fun joke that became a reality. Pretty much. And Preg power is unfoundable. Yes, pretty much. Pretty much. And if you guys really want to be more specific, you can thank the movie Junior with Arnie and Danny DeVito, because that was the whole concept and inspiration for Thought Bubble. I'm still trying to get Snakes back to life. I'm gonna make it happen, damn it. I told you he could be a cameo. He can be a cameo. Because he's no longer really technically needed. He was originally a lackey for Chaintooth, But Chaintooth doesn't need a lackey anymore. He's not a villain. I will make Snakes a cameo, and that is it. If I can think of another another reason for Snakes, I will do it. But other than that, he's a cameo at best. Who's Snakes? Snakes was a red lizard folk I made to be a side baddie to a character that at the time was technically a bad guy. He was like one of the goofy bad guys that you would point at and be haha funny funny. So yes. He's not a lackey, honey. He's not a lackey for Chaintooth doesn't need a lackey. Chaintooth either we keep Snakes and we go back to the original Chaintooth and have it that Edgar leaves everybody at the beginning of the story, or we can keep the gangly Frankenstein boy and keep Snakes out. That is my offer. Either Edgar leaves everybody at the beginning, or we keep Snakes out of the story but as a cameo. Question for Paula: what do markers look like? I can actually answer that. Give me 1 second, because I actually drew him on a TikTok, so I just gotta find the image I did. Is it in this one? No. I just gotta find it now. New folder? Was that in that one? Are we seriously arguing about Snakes on stream? Fun fact, Kawaii, Chaintooth and Snakes was originally a couple in that, but he has a new love interest now, so I can't. Okay, how about this? Snakes can be a traveling salesman that pops up in the hollows. That's it. Kaiser's the OC savior for Paula, pretty much. Anyway, I'm gonna be going back and looking for the market for my Marcus drawing I've done recently. Once I find it. Is it in this one? Nope, that's the Rory folder. Is it in this one? No. Where is it? Maybe it's in the Blee folder. Nope, that's not in the Blee folder. It's in the D folder. I need the shrimp. Unshrimp. I was wondering, Edgar was still leaving it in canon. He probably still gonna leave my fic though, because I have no idea what to do with him. You might want to hold off on that. Because Edgar officially has a lot more importance than what he originally had in the original comic. I am de-shrimping. My legs are cramping. Okay, there we go. There we go. And I gotta move the mic. I do apologize for noise. And there we go. Perfect. I am now de-shrimped. So goodbye. I hope you had a fun time. We'll probably be getting off in about 10 minutes, so cinnamon skies. Hang on. It's Vertigo, but we can skip that. Go to Eye of the Storm. Oh, I have people wanting to know what tea looks like. Okay, hang on. I'm still trying to find Marcus, so give me a second. Is it in art? Is it gonna be in art that I should have probably looked in the folder for a bit earlier? Okay, so actually this works out great because I do have the image I drew for a phone case that I made for myself. So give me 1 second. First off, here's the boys. This boy right here. This is Tutan. He's my favorite boy. He's best boy. Right here is Edgar. And right here is Ra. They adopted a cat. But this is my beautiful baby boy Tutan right here. And then, because I found the image as soon as I found that one, oh, doot doot. It's your Tutan. It's the boys, yes. Where was it? I just saw it. And in terms of the Marcus, this is Marcus. This is my boy. But I do want to show you guys. I do want to show you guys something. Because when I was having Artsy Bumpkin work on art for the Hollows, I put together a collage of art from way back from the when Hollows was deep in homebrew to my recent drawings of them before I did phone case. And this is how he has changed from this entire fucking time. Jesus Christ, 2019. That was 4 years ago. But yes, these were from some of the original sketches. Marcus looks amazing. Thank you. I love drawing that Marcus art. Let's see what else I can find. I'll go with the next 10 minutes of just finding things. Oh, yeah. Here is Ra. She has definitely had a change since then. And this is Edgar. That's my boy. This one right here. This was, oh no, it was 2019. It was either 2018 or 19 with this frame in particular. The evolution of Tutan. Still precious tall boy bean. Yes, he is. His hair probably was a lot fluffier in 2019, but I kind of wanted to thin it out a bit. But now that I'm officially doing a novel, I am gonna give you guys something special. Oh, first off, there's another person we need to introduce. This is Clara. Say hello to Clara. This is one of her newer renditions. And I think I'm going to stick with these ones in particular. He's cool looking. Thank you. Wait, what? You still have those pins? Oh my god, you still have my old pins that I made? God damn, Starlight. That's awesome. I hate that Clara's kind of pretty here. But thank you. I can actually show you guys the semi-old but the newest rendition of the comics. They were actually meant to be for the prequel. But yeah, let me see if I can find any more Tutan stuff though, because I like to show off my baby boy. Oh, I got the one illustration I worked on. I don't even think I posted this one. I might have, but here's an illustration. Also, Starlight for the win for keeping those pins. Like, I'm actually really surprised. I think I try had everything from here. I'm gonna go to desktop. And I'm gonna look for a specific thing. Desktop. Oh wait, no. You have my old prints? Oh my god. Fuck. It's so cool to see you guys holding on to that stuff after so long. Cause damn. It means a lot, you guys. Alright, is it in? Is it in here? Why is everything just as text and not icons? Okay. No, but I can show that off later. Let me... Is it in this one? Actually, I think... Yes, it is, actually. Because I wanted to show y'all one of my favorite scenes that I sketched out. And this is kind of like a... back into the past kind of situation. Here we go. But this was like a big old, hello, Jazzcat. Honey, are you having a stroke? Are you okay? Seeing this, I want to cry. This is so cute, but I want to hug T. T is one of my most huggable. Clara looks like Two-Face from Batman. Yes and no. With Clara, I'm gonna say this because this was for the prequel comic. Basically, when Ra was very, very little, like still a baby, so she doesn't even remember that. But, basically, something happens where Clara's face gets badly damaged after she tries to get T back when Ra is still very, very baby. And because of that, she is deformed. But the idea was just to kind of show how she can be ugly on the inside, because her whole premise was she was able to, before she was cursed and looks like the way she does now, green and spiky, she was actually a very beautiful elf. And she used her beauty to get away with a lot of shit. So basically, the fact that she went from beautiful to semi-beautiful, but with green skin and spikes to kind of make her look like a hag. And then to having the face deformity is just to kind of show how the more she does evil things, the more uglier her soul is, and the more it's bubbling to the surface in a way. Oh. Thanks, honey. I love you. Mwah. Alright, goodbye, Machiti. Hopefully you guys you come back for the official Hollow stream with Kai and me. But I wanted to show the pages of this little like past situation with Clara and Edgar. But pretty much this is one of my favorite little scenes, especially because I love how I drew Edgar in a lot of these poses. But these are some of my favorite pages. Hi, Edels, you just sneezed. Kitty sneeze. Oh, okay. I kind of see what you're talking about. Um, I am Foxy Bish. Here's a question kind of relating to safe hollows as well as when you were making your safe hollows AU. You said that Dowie was his own being with three souls in him, was the same with the same case with Teuton. Okay. Yes and no. Technically, the reason I did save Hallows the way it was to have Teuton feel related both to Dowie. The thing is with Teuton, he is not aware he is basically one soul created by a bunch of other souls. He sees himself as his own person. That's actually why in my series, during the story, there's also a arc called the Soul Arc. Basically, after big thing happens, I'm not gonna spoil it because this is like one of my favorite scenes to work on, my favorite part of the story to work on. So the whole thing that builds up into before the Soul Arc happens, Teuton has no fucking clue that he's made out of multiple souls. It's not until after the big thing happens we find out he is made out of a combination of souls. Pretty much one of them awakens in him and he takes over Teuton's body for a little bit. And it's in the whole soul arc, it's to have the souls come out and they try to put them at peace so Teuton can actually stay Teuton. And the souls allow him to stay that way and not try to possess his body. One of my favorites, because the soul arc is one of my all-time favorite things to work on because it shows who these people were before the situation and what would happen if they took over his body. Just like Big Red. Big Red is part of Teuton, as part of a person that was used to make Teuton. I meant to say, would the same thing be the case of Teuton since he's made it? Again, yes and no. Well, that answers my question. Like I was asking if he was his own entity and the soul. Yeah, like I said, yes and no. But pretty much, yeah. Makes me want to hug him more. Yes, Teuton is very huggable. He is my baby. Sadly, he is a baby I had to give trauma for the story, but he's still my baby. I love how this went from working on an illustration to just talking about a lot of my story, which is fun. I just gotta figure out things to do in between. I think I have other things I can show. I just gotta look them up. Drawing my OC's hugging Teuton isn't enough. I need to actually hug this big sweet pea. If the day and the technology comes, I will make sure he is a huggable being for all of you. Oh, Abby Sloth! I haven't seen you in a while. Hello. Or you've probably been in the streams and I'm just realizing it now, and if that's the case, I apologize. Let's see what else I can find. Just because I like to look for shit. Because I never really throw out my stuff. Oh, well, there's that. I can't show that on stream. I'm kind of glad there's no previews. Teuton is a sweet boy who must be protected, yes. Reminiscing is nice, especially when seeing how much you've grown and improved. Yeah, thank you. You give a lot of your characters trauma. Shush. We don't talk about that. But yes. I've been away, but I'm back. Yay, nice to see you again. I had the same idea for Alpha and Gamma in my story because they don't know they were created from someone else's DNA from their creator. Aw. I give all my babies trauma. I literally have some kids whose uncle killed his, oh my god, and her husband and 20 something who basically raised her baby siblings since she was 7. Oh. Us fans, let's form the two-ton protection squad. Jesus Christ, you guys. He is an adult, but I'm glad you all love this adult. Oh, Jesus Christ. Fucking handsome 2-ton. Evil 2-ton. I know I have more stuff. Where did it all go? I have attempted to redo this series so many different times. It's not even funny. Oh, bye, honey. I probably should be getting going later too. I would love a 2-ton makeshift plush. Tell you what, I promise if I ever get a chance to, I will make a campaign for a 2-ton plush. Because I want one too. Imagine 2-ton meeting Guillermo del Toro's Frankenstein creature, though. 2-ton would become best friends with that creature, and he would give him all the anger management classes he needs. Yeah, you really improved on the story, Paula. It's amazing to have seen. Aw. Alright, Kai saying I gotta go. Almost all of my 9 OCs have 2 or 3 forms of trauma. Also, hi Derek. I hear an owl outside my bedroom. Aw, cute owl. Yeah, you probably should, Paula. It's been over an hour. Yeah, more than likely. Also, we will not be doing quotes, Jazz Cat, because it's just me. Just because the Frankenbean is an adult doesn't mean he's any he's any less of a bean that needs to be protected. Yes, pretty much. That's why we can all hug the Frankenbean anytime we want. Oh, that way we can all hug the Frankenbean whenever we want. Yeah. Well, keyboard decided to have a stroke. I feel that. Anyway, I probably should call it a night because I do gotta go to work in the morning. So, with that, everyone, I hope you have a good night. I hope you all enjoyed this little stream. And I will make sure Kai and I do a art stream on our days off. So we can do a hollow stream and we can talk more about it. And I can have someone on chat while I draw. So you all have a wonderful night. And I'll see you all next time. Goodbye.